Hello guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to Voyager Forever Vlogs. If you're new here, my name is Evelyn and I am a cruise ship employee and I work for Celebrity Cruises. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video because some of you had some questions, and before I do that, I'm just going to tell you my process of getting hired and how long it took and how much it costed, because most of these questions revolve around this information. So it made me go deep back into my emails. It was 2022, guys. Don't blame me. It is quite a while ago. So yeah, I had to write the information down, and that is why today I come to you with evidence, or is it receipts? Yeah, receipts. I come to you with receipts. So 2022, 29th June, I went for my first interview. So for those who are in Kenya, the interview was held at Utalii College and it ran up until August, I think, 2022. Yeah, so I was among the earliest that went. So 2022, 29th June, I went for my interview, and guys, as you had predicted, I passed. And I was told by the interviewer, you're going to get your offer letter in a week. So I went back home happy. I was waiting for my offer letter, and let me tell you guys, it wasn't a week. It wasn't even 2 weeks, guys. Hey, let me just say this before I even begin the story. You know, this whole process of being hired into the cruise ship industry is going to humble you, because guys, it doesn't take a day or two. And again, everybody's process is different. For some people it's quick, but for a lot of people it takes a while. So don't go there expecting like you're going to do your interview today, you're going to get your offer letter tomorrow, your letter of employment day after, and then you go after a week. No, forget about it. So 2022, June 29th, I passed my interview, and on 21st July I had to do another interview. So they scheduled another interview for me to do online. Yeah. So after the interview, I passed again, and then finally I received my offer letter that same day after the second interview. So when you receive your offer letter, you have to accept your offer letter, and then you have to upload a photo of yourself and your main passport page, and then you're given your ID number. All right. So being given your ID number at this point doesn't mean that you've been hired, guys. You just have your ID number, but it doesn't mean anything, because you have to submit the documents which are requested, and if you don't, then the job is no longer there. All right. So you're given 72 hours to complete this, to submit this information that I've just read to you. Passport photo, to upload a photo and a passport page, and then you have to fill your personal data form. All right. So after you do this, you are then sent a link to do your background check. So in the background check is it's just questions about yourself and where you live, and you know, the personal information. They have to check it before they hire you. All right. So that was on 21st July. All right, 2022. So the next 22nd July 2022, I did my background check, and then it was completed. So I had to continue waiting to get my letter of employment. All right. So on the 10th August, I got an email stating that I had access to the crew portal. Yes. So, and at this point is when you know who has hired you. I'm talking to those who are doing the interviews with Royal Caribbean. As you all know, there is different companies under Royal Caribbean. There is Celebrity, there is Azomara, there is we have quite a few. So yeah, you get to know who hired you at this point. So how do you know? You get I got a note saying in the email. So there was a note saying, thank you for choosing Celebrity Cruises as your employer. Yeah. So yeah, that's how you know who hired you. So I found out that I've been hired by Celebrity Cruises. And yeah, the process began, because now you have a checklist that you're supposed to complete within a given time. All right. So you have to begin uploading your documents. All right. So that September 2022, I went for my medical. Okay. So I did my medical. No, not my medical, my STCW. I did my STCW at Bandari Maritime College in Mombasa, for those who know where the school is at. Yeah. And it was 2 weeks to do the course. But now I think it's 1 week, 7 days. Yeah, but at that time it used to be 2 weeks to do the whole course. So I went for my STCW. And for those who don't know what STCW is, it is Standards of Training, Certification, and Watch Keeping. All right. So these are just basic trainings that you get if you're going to be working as a seafarer, just to keep you safe while you're on the waters and while you're at work. So in STCW, you learn about personal survival techniques. You learn about firefighting and security awareness and elementary first aid. So guys, I did my STCW in September 2022. And then after that, I went to collect my certificates on October 11th, 2022. So guys, when I talk about the certificates, this is what I mean. These two are the certificates. So this one reads Security Awareness Training for Seafarers. And this one is Personal Survival Techniques, Fire Prevention and Firefighting, Elementary First Aid, Personal Survival and Social Responsibility. Yeah, so you get taught all of this. Basically how to survive working on the ship. All right. And you also get this one, a seaman's book. All right. And it has your CDC number right here. And it states which republic you're from. So this one, guys, can be used as your ID, as your passport in some countries. Just in case you don't have your passport, this one can be used in some countries, not everywhere. All right. Okay. So in September, I did my STCW, and in October, I went to collect the certificates. And in November 22nd, this was 5 months later after I did my first interviews. So do you see why I say do not be in a rush? 22nd November, yes. I got my letter of employment. Finally, it stated I'm supposed to go to Celebrity Equinox. Yeah, and I was supposed to join in March. Yeah, so I began the process to go and get my visa. Well, I did my application on 29th November, and I got an appointment for 23rd February 2023. All right. Yeah. So at this time, all you can do is wait, because just wait and check the website if there's dates that are nearer. If you want to go, if you're in a hurry, I mean, you can check the website. Sometimes you get some nearer dates, sometimes you don't. So I wasn't in a hurry to go anywhere. So I went for my interview on February 23rd February 2023. So I went, I passed. And guys, I can only tell you that whenever you're going for the interview, please look presentable. Don't just go there wearing your ragged shorts and your jumper that's written Beyonce at the back. No, leave those clothes at home, guys. Please, just wear. This is an official interview. That is what I mean. It is an official interview. So however you will dress to go to an official interview, that is how. All right. So also you have to be confident when you get there, because Yeah, they need to know that it's you. I think the visa interviews are only to confirm that this is the person that did the application, all right? So whatever information you're going to submit when you're doing the application, when you're booking the appointment, that is the information they're going to ask you on that day when you go for the interview. So guys, don't be don't be expecting questions out of the blues. They will ask you questions anyway. They'll ask you questions about the ship that you're going to. uh, they will ask you questions about yourself, your personal information, your family, where you work, where you're going to work, which country you're going to be joining in, which port you're going to be joining at. So, guys, have this information before you go for the visa interviews, all right? And they will even ask you about the ship that you're joining. They'll ask you, oh, how many passengers or how many crew or where does it sail. You understand? So have this information, because now you have your letter of employment. You already know which ship you're going to. So do a little research at least. All right. So I did my visa interview and I passed. So after you do your visa interview, it takes 2 days for them to send you the passport and yeah, the visa attached via DHL, and then you just go pick it up. All right. So after all of this, I had to go and do my medical. So I went to do my medical in March. Yeah, I had a deadline. But at this point, they moved my letter of employment again. They moved my joining date. It was still Celebrity Equinox, but they moved the date to June. No, to April, I think. Yeah, they had moved the date to April. So I still had time to do my medical. I didn't want to do it earlier because it expires after 2 years and you have to renew it. So I wanted to do it as close as possible to the joining date. Okay. So I went and did my medical. I did my medical at Dr. Rishad's clinic, and it was 35,000 Kenya shillings. The whole medical plus there's a mini medical that you have to do before going for STCW, just to make sure that you're fit and all. So that whole medical process from the beginning costed me 35,000 Kenya shillings. Yeah, and I would advise you to do it with one doctor, the first medical and the second, because it's cheaper that way. If you do one here and the other on the other, and there's no discounts for you. Yeah, I'm talking to those who are in Kenya. Anyway, so the other hospital that you can do your medical at is German Medical. So German Medical is 45,000 Kenya shillings. All right, so you can choose whichever fits you. But I did mine at Mombasa because I had gone to do my training at Mombasa anyway at that time. So it was easier for me that way. All right, so I did my medical with Dr. Rishad, and the results were out in a day. So I did my medical today, and the following day I had to do a few other tests, and then after that, the next day I had my results. All right, so 3 days in total. All right, but the results after now, the test and everything, is just that same day or the next day. All right, so I did my medical with Dr. Rishad, and yeah, I came back home. Now it was time to wait to go back to work. And guys, you wait, and you don't even know which day you're going, because, well, they move your dates anytime. You know, whenever you get hired, they even tell you in an email, don't be quick to quit your job, your current job, or whatever it is that you have going on in the name of you have a job. Please don't do it. Just let that be the last thing that you do before leaving. All right, because they will change your date according to their operational needs, and there's nothing that you're going to do. Okay, so yeah, so I waited until before April. They moved my date again, and then I was moved to July 7th. So I joined the ship on July 7th, 2023. Do you now see that this is 1 year after I did the first interview? It's 1 year, 1 month after I did the first interview. So guys, that's why I'm telling you, do not be in a hurry. So finally I joined Celebrity Solstice on 7th July 2023. Yeah, and that contract, I did it and completed it in when did I come back home? I came back home in March. Yeah. So, excuse me. So I came back in March, and yeah, my process, I would say, was really nice. It was nice meeting new people. It was nice just getting there and seeing how things work and just being in a new environment. It was okay. It was nice, actually, not just okay. It was great. So I'm going now to look at some of the questions that some of you had asked, and yeah, let's answer this. So first question is, how long does it take to get offer letter after second interview? So, well, I have just told you. It could take 1 month, it could take 1 year, it could take 6 months, it could take 1 week. Yeah, the process is different for everybody, because guys, I can tell you, there's people that I was friends with while in that process, and they went way before me, and they even came back for their vacation before even joined the ship. So do you see, it's different for everybody. There's some people that the process is just quick, and then you join, and there's others that it will take you months and months and months. So you don't exactly have a specific timing for when you're going to join or how long it's going to take you to join. All right. So how long does medical process take? So as I've said, 2 days or 1 day. In German medical, I was told same day results. Yeah, so 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. All right. How long does STCW training take? So STCW training is different in different schools, of course, but now I think it's 1 week almost in every training facility that you go to. So 7 days, I will say, to do the STCW training. How do you book the visa, and what are the questions asked? So as I told you guys, you go to, so the information is here. You go to kenya.usvisa.info.com. So that is where you'll go and book your visa. And guys, another thing, you see this paper that I'm reading? This is what you get when you pass the interview. So if you're given this, then you've passed the interview. If you're given a yellow paper, then you're going to have to wait for them to make up their mind. In case they need any information from you, they're going to request it via email. All right, but you have to wait for them to let you know what is the way forward. If you get a pink paper, guys, you have failed, and you have to go and wait again to rebook another interview appointment. So guys, whatever you do, don't get a pink paper. All right, don't get a pink paper. Whatever you do, go there, be confident, be dressed well, yeah, and just be you. You're going to pass the interview. That is all I can say, because yeah, a lot of people go there, they're so panicked, and then you're asked, what is your surname? And then you say Nairobi. What? Guys, be relaxed, and then just go get your interview done. You're going to pass. All right. So what is the next question? How long does it take to go on board? That is the same thing I was saying. It took me 1 year to go on board. So it could take you 1 year, it could take someone else 1 month, depending on how soon they need you at work. All right. And also depending on how quick you're going to process your documents, because you might get a visa interview appointment that is so far, and then your LOE is nearer, and then now they have to move your date again. So do you see? So it has a lot of factors to consider. All right. So visa appointment, if you didn't have a passport, okay, maybe not, because by the time you're applying, you have a passport, but it's going to be determined by how soon you get your documents completed. All right. So your medical, your STCW, your visa, they're all going to determine how soon you go on board. All right. So whenever you get your offer letter, you can just begin the process and do the things that don't have an expiry date or are not needed just before you go on board. So like STCW, I did STCW first, right? Okay, so next question is about completing contracts and coming back. Do you need to apply for another visa? So this is the thing, guys. Before you go home, before you go home for vacation, you already have your next contract. All right, so you already know which ship you're going to sign on, and you already know which country or which visa you're going to be required. So let's say like mine was, I got mine was C1D visa. So I'm going to use it for as long as I'm going to join in the USA. All right, it has an expiry of 5 years. So for these 5 years, for as long as I'm going to US, I will not require another visa, okay? But if I am going to join maybe in somewhere like Canada, then I'll need a Canadian visa. If I am going to join in Australia, then I'll need an Australian visa if I do not have one, all right? So it also depends on where you're joining the ship, all right? How many waiters share a cabin? Someone asked how many waiters share a cabin. Well, in the ship that I was, Celebrity Solstice, 2 people were the maximum number of people in one cabin. So the waiters, they shared one cabin, 2 people for one cabin, all right? And yeah, this cabin thing, you get to know it when you go on board. Yeah, so not everybody shares a cabin. Some people have a single shared cabin, some people have a single cabin. They're different. Some people have a larger cabin, some people have smaller ones. It depends with your ranks, all right? So when you get on board, you will get to know about this whole cabin story, all right? And someone else asked, what is the cost to process all the documents? So here in Kenya, it's going to cost you about 200,000 Kenya shillings. About. So it could be more than or less than. So these are the documents that you're going to need. First things first, you're going to need your police clearance and your passport, because these 2 documents, you need to submit them very early in the process. When you get your offer letter, you need to submit these 2 documents. Police clearance, that is when you're filling your background check, all right? And your passport, of course, you'll need it to fill the offer letter when you accept the offer letter, all right? So get these 2 documents as soon as you think about going to work on a cruise ship. If you're in Kenya, get these 2 documents very early, because they're government documents, and we all know you can expect anything from the government. There's no specific timing. You will say 3 days or 1 week, or they will one day say, oh, the machines are ruined, oh, we cannot print on this particular date, we cannot do this. And then, yeah, you're not going to get your documents on time. So please, as soon as you think about going for the interview, go get those 2 documents, passport and police clearance. All right? So police clearance will cost you 1,050 Kenya shillings. So you have to go on your eCitizen website, and then you will apply from there. Same as the passport, eCitizen website, all right? And the passport, mine, this one, is 32 pages. It cost me 5,000 Kenya shillings. But now it is 7,500 Kenya shillings to get it. Yeah, so that is the cost of that. And your visa, C1D visa is 160 US dollars, all right? So these 160 US dollars, you're going to be refunded when you go on board. So make sure you keep the receipt. When they send you the email with the receipt of payment, please keep it. They're going to refund you when you get on board, when you go on board. All right. Medical. So the medical, as I told you, it cost me 35,000 Kenya shillings, but well, you can break it into 2 installments. So for the first medical, the one that you do when you're going for your STCW training, I paid 6,000 or 6,500. I am not really sure. One between those 2 figures. Yeah, and then I paid the rest when I went for my other medical. All right. Yeah, so you can just break it into 2, and then, yeah, you will know what to do. So you need to get yellow fever vaccine, and you need to get an influenza vaccine and MMR vaccine. So these 3 vaccines will cost you 8,000 Kenya shillings. So you see this yellow fever card, you need to have it when you're going to get your influenza and your MMR vaccines, because they're going to stamp the vaccines on the inside, all right, like this. So make sure you bring this card, otherwise it is going to be a long day for you. Please don't forget. That is if you do your yellow fever vaccine elsewhere, because I did my yellow fever vaccine at Wilson Airport in Nairobi, and when I went for my medical, they said I had to get influenza and MMR, so I did them in Old Port Mombasa. Okay, luckily I had brought this, so please bring this when you're going for you to get your vaccines. All right. STCW certificates. So these 2 certificates right here is 35,000 Kenya shillings. That is the school fee that you need to pay for you to get the training. So this is what it gets you, these 2 certificates. And you need to pay 75 USD to get a Siemens book. So yeah, this Siemens book you get after your, well, you can collect all your documents at once, yeah, but they're paid for differently. This one you need to pay differently. All right, 75 USD. So Siemens book, yeah, that is this. And the rest of the documents you don't need to pay for. So that is the COVID certificate. Of course, that is free when you get your vaccination. And you have to get your LOE. Of course, you need your LOE to process all the documents, like visa. When you're going for visa interview, you'll have to bring your LOE. All right, yeah. So there's one copy the company sends you, and it's written for the embassy. All right, so you have to bring that when you're going for the visa interview. And the next other thing is, of course, travel itinerary. And travel itinerary, well, the company pays your tickets, so you don't need to worry about that. They will pay for your tickets to go to work and to come back home. All right. And the next thing was crowd and crisis certificate management. But this one, guys, is in the crew portal. So the trainings that you do before joining the ship, you will find it there. So no need to go and pay for crowd and crisis certificate. All right. And that's it, guys. That is everything that you need, all the documents that you need to process. If you're going to apply for a job to work on a ship, or if already you've done the application to go work on a ship, guys, we cannot wait to have you. It is a very long process, but also I can say I think it teaches you patience. Let me try to be positive and say it teaches you how to be a patient human being. All right. Yeah, so we cannot wait to have you on board. Please come with your manners and respect. Yeah, because you cannot survive there without those 2 things, because you meet very, very different people, and everyone is different in their own way, and sometimes you don't know how to handle the situations. But bring respect with you. Don't leave it at home. Bring respect with you. All right? Bring respect with you and bring your manners with you, please. Yeah, then you're going to have a very, 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 very lovely time on board. So guys, that is it for today's video. And before I go, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed. I cannot say thank you enough, because guys, you don't know how much motivation it gives me just to see 1 new subscriber, 10 new likes. It really motivates me, like, to record more videos, because I get to see that I'm assisting some of you. When I was doing this whole process, I couldn't find anybody to go watch on YouTube, or to know just how the cabin looks, or how much is it going to cost me, or where am I going to do my certificates. I had to find out for myself all of these things. So guys, I am glad to be here to be assisting anyone that needs assistance. I hope my video is helpful to some of you, those who want to join, of course, from Kenya. And yeah, also someone was asking, how do you apply for the job? So at the moment, there's no interviewer in Kenya, but you can do your interviews online. So you can go and apply for the jobs online at the Royal Caribbean website. Yeah, and then from there they will give you the way forward. All right. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I'm going to join the I'm going for my next contract soon. As you can see, I did my hair already, and it is such a bittersweet feeling. I am really happy to go back, but then I feel some type of way leaving my people at home. Like, it just feels some type of way, but I am really happy to go back. So I'll be making a travel video. So tune in and get to see where I am going. I'm not going to tell you as of yet. All right. So come on, come all. Bring your friends. Come and find out where I am going for my next contract. And from there, yes, we'll get to know what is the way forward. All right, so thank you guys, and have a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching. Bye. See you on the next one.